Hello, my friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic, the channel for crypto newbies, bringing you hidden gems before they pump. So today I'm going to talk about Celestia. Now, this is not a degen play like I normally go for. This is actually quite a well-established crypto. It's a bit like the IKEA of blockchain. I'm going to talk about what Celestia is. I'm going to show you what's unique about it. And I'm going to comment on why I think it's price suppressed and why it could be a potentially good entry time on the market. But like anything that I say, this is not financial advice. I am not invested in Celestia, and they are not paying me to make this video. So the news and views on this video are completely neutral, my friends. And with that in mind, join me on a little Celestia adventure. So we start here on CoinMarketCap, and we see that it's got a bigger market cap. I mean, this is plus 1 billion, 1.34 billion. Now, my regulars will know that I normally talk about much lower cap coins than this, but this one's come on my radar today. I asked Perplexity to give me something that's under the radar, and this was what came up. So I've done a little bit of digging. And what we see here is that the total supply is 1.13 billion, and we've got 707 billion circulating supply. So that is reasonable tokenomics. Now, I noticed that when other influencers were talking about this project, that the tokenomics were considerably worse. So, and it's been a bit quiet on crypto influencer front on this project. So let's look down and see what we see. We see that this thing started floating in November 2023 at $2.54, which is higher than it is now. We also see that it went up here to, what are we looking at there? $20. So it's gone to $20 at some stage. So it has been up there. And I want you to bear in mind that this has not been through a bull market yet. This was not a bull market. So this is not actually, even though it went up, it's not been through a bull market, which means that it got $20 despite not being in a bull market. So that's what's interesting to me. And obviously, looking at the price now, you see this is as suppressed as it's been. Yes, it was down to 1.35 not so long ago, but we're looking at a fairly suppressed crypto. So let's look down. We see it's on the big exchanges. We see it's on Coinbase and Binance. So it's passed the test. We'd expect that on a bigger cap coin, in fairness. And we look here, we see, look, that's Ethereum soaring. So nothing to do with Celestia. So let's look at this. Celestia's TIA sees attention from inflation cut proposal, attractive staking yields, and anticipated technology upgrade offering scalable modular blockchains, and is now accessible to New Yorkers via Coinbase. So let's talk about modular blockchain. This is IKEA. This is your ability to plug in different pieces from different systems and different blockchains on top of a base chain. So this is an innovative way to build blockchains. And what's interesting when we go down, we see here that this had a very harsh vesting schedule when people were promoting it. And this is why the price has been suppressed. This is very relevant, my friends. It's been suppressed because there's been a tough vesting schedule, especially from this point here. Look, so from October 2024, it's been a punishing release. And it will still continue to go on that uptrend till about the end of October. So maybe the end of October may be a more attractive time to get in. Maybe we'll hit a bull market before that. So this is where you're juggling. So it's not great tokenomics, but it's a hell of a lot better than it would have been if you'd entered any time before this. So this explains that it's a modular blockchain. So let's look here. This is the website. Celestia, go bigger. which doesn't really tell you much. Celestia is a modular blockchain powering unstoppable apps with full stack control. So there you go. You can pretty much build your own blockchain on Celestia and your own apps, and you've got full control. So to people new to crypto, it's probably not going to mean a lot, but this is IKEA of blockchain. That's what you're looking at. Except rather than them giving you the whole flat pack to put together, they're only giving you the base, and you can plug in the best parts of everybody else's or the parts that are relevant to what you're putting together. We go on their social media on X, and here we see it's almost like they can't be bothered. They joined in December 2028. That's not very many followers at all. And we don't see anything here. So I can only conclude from this that they are not choosing X to be any part of their rollout or social media strategy. We go to CryptoRank, and here we look down and we see some data here. We see, according to this, that the circulating supply 62.4% is out. We can see the price suppression there that's being caused. Now, here's a very interesting point. When we go to the team, we have this chap here, Mustafa Al-Bassam. Now, this chap at the age of 16 worked with one of the biggest hacker groups, Anonymous, to hack the CIA. And he was banned from the internet for a couple of years because he was only 16. So one thing is very clear about this chap is he knows his code and he knows his way around the internet. So some people will look at that and think, oh, that's worrying. I look at that and think, well, this guy knows what he's doing. And if he's directly connected to Anonymous, that's certainly an extra level to his bow, which could be quite handy to him at some stage in the future. Who knows? Or maybe he's a big scammer. I don't know, my friends. The point being, it is what it is. I'm just reporting the facts. So I then went to Perplexity and I said, highlight the metrics, the tokenomics, the traction, the current sentiment for Celestia crypto. So let's go through what Perplexity says. So it doesn't really tell us anything that we haven't already looked at here. Team strength. They raised 55 million in a Series A round in December 2023. They've developed a strong technical leadership with breakthroughs in modular blockchain architecture and satellite communication tech. So adoption, they've attracted top layer 2 projects like Avo, Lyra Finance, Hyper Network, Orderly Network, Eclipse Public Goods Network to use Celestia for data availability. And they've launched Astra, reinforcing its position as a modular blockchain leader. We've seen the tokenomics. We've looked at that. We know about the unlocks. Now let's look at traction. So 2024 saw to 7.5 year-on-year revenue increase and a 40% surge in EBITDA. So driven by strong product adoption and operational efficiency. They've had rapid adoption and major DeFi and layer 2 projects with increasing developer activity. Now, this is important. The more developers are using it, the better. There's no point having all of this great infrastructure if no developers are using it. So TIA or Celestia experienced a meteoric rise over 1,000% to its all-time high, but since retraced more than 88%. So this is relevant as well. So market mood, predominantly bearish with 66% technical indicators signaling a downtrend. Fear and greed index at 79%. They've got price predictions. They've got a little table here that you can freeze and read should you wish to do so. So in summary, Celestia stands out for its modular blockchain architecture, strong team and funding, and rapid ecosystem adoption, but faces near-term bearish sentiment and dilution risks to its token unlocks. So this is a big thing. Now, also, it's worth looking at YouTube. Now, when I did the research, I saw there was a review from Coin Bureau, which is quite interesting. So if you're looking to get more information, I would certainly look into that. Now, usually when they start talking about things, it's on the radar. And you can see there's a few reviews there, but none of them are recent. Nobody seems to be talking about it recently. So this has died down. The big influencers are not talking about this project right now, which is usually, from a crypto perspective, a good time for you to be looking at it when no one else is really talking about it. Now, will Celestia be the next big thing? Will people use it? Will it go back up to its $20? Well, the fact is that it has been to $20. It is quite likely to get there again, and it hasn't even been through its first bull market yet. So that's a lot of things lined up to mean that this could easily be a winner, and it could be a potentially good entry time. But there is still a punishing vesting schedule that hasn't finished yet, certainly till the end of October. So where do I sit with this? Well, there's a short-term entry point. It does look like a good one. I think people will make money with Celestia from what I can see. But whether there's going to be faster horses out there, that I don't know. But this certainly looks interesting. No one's talking about it at the moment, and it could be a potentially good entry point. And that is from me, the Crypto Lunatic. And if you've enjoyed these lunatic updates, then by all means, like and subscribe to the channel if you want some more. Speaking of which, you can find another one just there.